We're all blessed to be in the company of the Sangat that have come together from across the country. And next week, as billions across the world, in different cities, in different countries, reflect upon the sacrifices and the miracle that is the Khalsa, as we get together to celebrate Vaisakhi. As we celebrate the inauguration of the Khalsa, the gift that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, the 10th form of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, would bring to this world, it's a chance for us to reflect. Why do we celebrate Vaisakhi? And perhaps on an individual level, what does it mean to me? And how should I bring this into my life? Well, to look at to who we are, we must first look back to where we have come from. And we go back to 1675. We go back to the Indian subcontinent as it was before the Nishan Sahib was raised by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, to have an understanding of just how dark the world was. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that the world was in such a dark place. Kalkati Raje Ka Sai, Taram Pankar Udariya, Kuramavas, Sach Chandarma, Dise Nahi Ke Chariya. Maharaj says the world was such a dark place that you couldn't even see the moon of truth in the sky. The Mughals who had invaded India were bent upon converting the whole of the Indian subcontinent under the banner of Islam. Aurangzeb writes in his diary, which you can find in the British Museum, he says, I will not rest until the whole of India is converted under the banner of Islam. And so he would send his emissaries and his generals to different schools and give the option, convert under force of threat of violence unto Islam, or we will take your heads. And one such envoy was sent, Abdul Khan was sent to Kashmir, where the Kashmiri Pandits were, and 5,000 their number was. Kashmir was like, if you will, the Cambridge University of the Hindu faith. It was where the Pandits would go to learn about the Simritis and the Shastras. The thought was that if we can convert those leading teachers and force them to give up their faith, that all of the students would in this way fall by the wayside. They were told, convert to Islam or we will collect your heads. Those Pandits were beautiful, but they were helpless, for they had lost their Kshatriya Maryada. They had lost the ways of the warriors of old, which previously had been joined with Hinduism. Those Hindu brothers would, amongst themselves, they would do vichar, they would reflect, who should we go to? Who can we speak to that will stand for us? And it was debated and it was agreed that they would seek out the Nishan Sahib of the Guru. We look to the Nishan Sahib and we go to the Gurdwara. What does the Nishan Sahib stand for? It stands for free food for all and any, and the protection with the arms of those that are being persecuted. I'm going to say that again. The Nishan Sahib that we go past when we go to the Gurdwara stands for Deg Deg Fateh, meaning food and protection if you're being persecuted. The Langar of the Guru is for you if you are hungry, and the Shastra of the Khalsa is there for if you're being persecuted. And in this way, our history bears out this truth. In this way, those Pandits would go to the Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj and they would say, we're being persecuted, we're being told we've got to give up our faith. We don't want to give up our faith, but we don't want to lose our heads. Will you stand for our right to be free? And Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji sees the plight, they see the plight of these people, not as foreigners, not as people from a different faith, but as those that are being persecuted. And the Guru stands forward and says, I will stand for you. My friends, why is this so important? In a world that is so segregated, in a world where there's so much division, the Guru is saying to me, you are not just Hindus. You are not of a different faith, but you are my brothers. And if you are in need, I will stand with you. Where in history do we see somebody willing to stand for the faith of another, the right to be free? In practice, not just in words. And so it was that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji would take the plight of those Hindus and they would march upon the Mughals in Chandni Chowk with 5 Gursikhs, and they would say, listen, what you're doing is wrong. You're persecuting these people and forcing them to give up their faith. This is wrong. And I challenge you that if you can convert me from my beloved Sikhi of the Guru, then those people that you would seek to subvert under the sword, they will be yours. But if you can't, you must lead them to be free. And so it was that Guru Sahib and those 3 Gursikhs that now remained in their company, by Matidas, by Satidas, by Dayala Ji, they stood before the might of the Mughal Empire and they said, we stand for those that you choose to persecute because we are one with those that need to be set free. By Matidas Ji was offered riches. They said, we'll make you a king of a small province. We'll give you land. We'll give you so much wealth that your children's children will be wealthy. Bhai Amandeep Ji said something which resonates to me to this day. Bhai Amandeep Ji said All of these things which you offer us from your kingdom, none of them I can take with me. But these gifts of truth, of courage, of justice, these values of the Khalsa for which my Guru stands, these will forever go with me. So do what you will, but none of your offerings will be accepted. Only that which is Paravan, accepted in the court of the Lord, is that which I seek. So it was that Bhai Amandeep Ji would go on to be martyred for refusing to convert to Islam. Bhai Amandeep Ji would be sawn in half in that chonk, whilst they peacefully recited upon the Japji Sahib of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Aapko Satnam Sri Vaheguru. Bhai Diyala Ji would offer a similar plight, be bent before us and accept Islam. And Bhai Diyala Das Ji would say, no, I stand for those that are going to be persecuted if I give up my faith. No. Bhai Diyala Ji was boiled alive in a cauldron whilst they vibrated upon the city Sukhmani of the part of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Remember that next time we get invited to a Sukhmani Sahib. As we go there and we hear about those so willingly giving up their faith, so willingly bending to those in our schools and our playgrounds that would seek to make our children their victims to grooming and conversion. No. These good Sikhs would rather be burned alive, boiled alive and sawn in half rather than giving up their dharam. It's a message now to each and any one of us. Be what value should we place on our Sikhi for those before us have spilled their blood so we can stand free. And so it was that Bhai Sati Das Ji, the last of those good Sikhs, they themselves were boiled alive, were burned alive whilst reciting the Mool Mantra, but they never gave up their dharam. The Mughals at this point are reluctant now to undertake such an execution of the Guru. For if the Guru's Sikh is this strong and this steadfast, then maybe we should not be doing these things to the Guru Sikhs, to the Guru themselves. They say to the Guru, listen very carefully, we will forget about this bet, we will forget about this challenge. If you show us a miracle today, we'll let you go and we will leave those 5,000 Pandits that you've come to stand for, we will leave them to be free as well. Just show us a miracle today. Listen very carefully, my friends, as to what the Guru would say, for me, this would change the direction of my life. When I would learn about this history at university, as a cut-haired, Monna, non-practicing Sikh, it would change my life and bring me onto the Guru's path. What was it the Guru replied? What did they say? They say, you're asking me to show you a miracle. Bhai Amandeep Das Ji has just been sawn in half without even flinching. Bhai Sati Das Ji has just been burned alive. Bhai Dayal Das Ji has been boiled alive in a cauldron without even a flinch, without conveying from their dharam. They have done this for people from a different faith in a faraway land that they've never met. If you can't see the miracle of those sacrifices, then what miracle will you bear witness to today? What do you want me to do? Pull a rabbit from a hat or show you a card trick? No. You will not catch me playing to your beat today. You will not catch me dancing to your drum. So it was that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was beheaded in Chandni Chowk for refusing to give up their faith, standing in defiance of a Mughal empire looking to convert under force and violence those that were vulnerable in their state. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji would stand for those, and because they didn't bend the knee, those Kashmiri Pandits to this day enjoy the freedoms afforded to them by the Khalsa in the making. When Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj was publicly being executed in a physical sense, the executioner called out and he said to those present, are there any Sikhs among you today? And those that were present refused to answer the call, choosing instead to blend into the crowd, to stand amongst the Hindus and the Muslims that were there and remain unrecognized. When Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji offered that head and secured the freedom of those that were being persecuted, the head of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was taken by Jeta to the 9-year-old Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, and he asked a question. And my friends, I ask you to ask yourself this question now. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj has just received the head of their father, and they ask this question. They say, my Guru and those good Sikhs have given their lives, standing up for those that were being persecuted. They were standing up for those that were being persecuted, but did anybody stand up for them? The Guru has just given their life for those that are being persecuted, but did anybody stand up for them? And Bhai Jeta Ji explains that there were many good Sikhs that were there, but they couldn't be recognized. They all fell into the crowd. And so it was, my friends, in 1675, having received the head of their father, our 9th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj would give the prophecy that I will create such a Khalsa that even in a crowd of thousands, that you will recognize that one. That if you name yourself a Sikh of the Guru, if you stand before this world and take on the mandate of the Khalsa as your own, that you will stand in a crowd of thousands and always be recognized. And 24 years later, just next week, my friends, we celebrate that Vaisakhi. When Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj from Anandpur Sahib would give the call for everybody to come together, and he would ask for a head. He would ask for a head from whoever is willing to stand for justice. And we know that in response to the call, that by Daya Singh, by Taram Singh, by Himmat Singh, by Mohkam Singh, by Sahib Singh, as they would go on to be known, would come forward. And the Guru would give us this gift of these 5 Ks that we wear so beautifully adorned upon us by our Guru. This gift of uncut hair, the Shiromani Kakad, the highest of the 5 Ks. Make no mistake about it, my friends, this is the gift of a royal king. This gift of uncut hair and the ability to wear the king's crown upon my head as if it were my own, but it's not. It is my Guru's. This gift of Shastra that we wear upon our hip that allows us to get upon this earth, perchance that those Mughals should come again, that we would have a chance to stand for them that were being downtrodden upon then and still to this day. My friends, it's a chance for us to give thanks, not just with our words, but with our actions as we stand here on this eve of Vaisakhi. The question we want to ask ourselves is this: the Guru is still asking for our heads. Maybe not physically, but they're asking us to answer the question, who do we stand for? The Guru is still asking for our heads. The only answer we have to consider is, are we going to answer the call? Do we stand here to answer the call? And as we reflect inwardly in this regard, let's just go on a little journey if we have the courage to do so. My brothers who are about to undertake the demonstration in the Akhada that has just been put together. If we all stand together now, we're going to recite the Guru's mantra just 5 times. Just meeting. Just 5 times, we're going to recite the Guru's mantra now. If we can get the Khalsa to stand. The Guru's mantra is Vaheguru. Vaheguru meaning the destroyer of darkness and the bringer of light. The destroyer of fear, the bringer of courage and Shakti and strength, and the bringer of victory. So let's all stand together now. I'm going to call the Guru's mantra by the blessings of the Guru. And let's all answer that call together as one. So let's just practice this once. Vaheguru. Beautiful. Everybody out together as we think about Guru Maharaj and their sacrifice. Let's go on a little journey 5 times together as one. Vaheguru. Vaheguru. My people, we come together for Langar, yes. We come together for Gatka, for Shastra Vidya, yes. We come together for Sikh Itihas, to learn about our history, yes. We come together to support ourselves on progress toward the Guru. The question we have to ask ourselves today is, who do we want to be? When we come back here next year, who is it that I need to be between now and then? What progress is it that we're going to make? Some of us are going to keep our cares. We're going to stop doing that Biyadabi every single day. We know in our hearts what appearance we want to take. Some of us are going to give up whatever substance it is that's holding us back. For some of us, We're going to start our Nityanam. We're going to start reciting the mantra of Guru Nanak every morning, even for 11 minutes. We're going to start reciting the Vaheguru mantra in the mornings. How's it going to feel knowing that tomorrow is going to be progress beyond today? When we come next year, we stand on Vaisakhi, we're going to celebrate in our own hearts our progress. Let's have a little think. Let's have a little bit of courage about the progress we're going to make. I'm so excited to hear, as I meet you guys next year, as we come together, about who started doing Japji Sahib. That who is going to take Amrit next week at the Amrit Sanchars that are going to take place across the world as we come together as one. Let's have a bit of courage that tomorrow is progress. Not perfection, but a little bit of progress. So one more time. Everybody together as one. Vaheguru. You are the Sangat of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. I bow at your feet. I'm sure I've made many mistakes. Bless me and please Sangat Ji that we can make progress too. We lekhe katha na shutiya khin khin pulan har bakshan har bakshale nanak pare utar Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.